Shalom, shalom. I'm the brother Markab. All praises and glory to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakak Kudash, the honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone, and all the Akim out there that are pushing this truth with nothing but sincerity in the name of Yahweh Bahashim, Yahushai. Starting off from the tribe of Judah all the way down to Issachar. And I seen this article right here. I had seen I haven't seen this article though, but heard about this story though, like a couple weeks back though, about this. It tells you the story right here. It says death at California meatpacking plant stirs grief and anger over working conditions. And it's over there on 10th Avenue in Hanford though. And I remember me and my cousin went for a rotation though, but we seen the bullshit, man. We seen they hired anybody there, niggas that got out of prison and shit doing 5 to 10 years, man, they fucking hire anybody there at this meat packing plant. Because the thing is though, it's like right there is a bunch of people that need a job though, so the management, man, they don't really give a shit about the people there, so it's like, man, just do your fucking job and that's it. And in this case, that's pretty much what happened though, man, because this man right here, Carlos, because this happened almost a month ago, so I've been knowing about this story. It says on Wednesday, June 18, Juan Carlos Soto, 47, died by suicide at Central Valley Meat Corporation in Hanford. And so the story I heard was this guy literally just went on the floor and literally just stabbed himself in the neck. Something to do with that, He literally just stabbed himself in the neck and just died right there. And I can tell you this though, like I said, I didn't work there, but I had orientation with my cousin though. And we and my cousin just nah, this ain't shit for us though. First of all, we gotta drive from Kalinga all the way to Hanford and shit. And to deal with this fucking bullshit though, we're like, nah, we know better, man. We know better. So, cause we see the conditions though, man. All we saw was a bunch of fucking ex or gangbanging active convicts, gangbangers and shit though, man. That motherfucker always a fight right there. You could tell motherfuckers be fighting there. You could just tell. Even the guy that was gave us orientation though, he was like, hey man, if you guys got a problem with each other, man, there's a perfectly good dirt lot where you guys can just handle your business though, man. You know what I'm saying though? So it's like, how are we gonna take something like that serious though, So it says on Wednesday 18, Carlos Soto, 47, died by suicide at Central Valley Meat in Hanford. It says the Kings County Sheriff's Office confirmed they responded to a medical emergency at Central Valley Meat Corporation in Hanford around 6:50 a.m., where Soto was found with the self-inflicted life-threatening injuries, according to the department spokesman Christopher Martin. Soto died at the scene, Martin said. Yes, because he literally just stabbed himself in the neck though, man, and died right there. It says, we are saddened by the recent loss of our colleague, Central Valley Meat Corporation said in a statement. They don't give a fuck though, because from what I heard is that he killed himself and everything right there, and they still they had to continue with their job. And everyone that saw that shit though, they pretty much had to go back to doing their job though, if nothing happened though, so people were like, what the fuck, man? This shit just happened though, and you still want us to continue though? Because you would think though, right? You would think though, something like that, it's like, man, just everyone go home, man, because this thing is under investigation, and you know what I mean though, it's just too much though. People are probably mentally scarred with what they saw or whatever the case be. Not at Central Valley Meat, hell no. These niggas were like, hey, I know this happened though, but continue to work though, in other words though, So it's just shit like that, because it says our thoughts and deepest condolence are with his family, friends, and coworkers during this incredible difficult time. If it was so much though, why the fuck did they continue to work that day, man? They should have shut that whole plant down, and let it be an investigation and shit. I mean, it was nothing with a dude investigation because the dude really killed himself though. But you could tell it was because, I mean, we don't know specifically, man. You know what I mean, though. But at the same time, it's that what's it called though? You know, if it was like, what's it called? Not business wise though, but professionally wise, everyone should have get sent home. But it's, you know what I mean. But that wasn't even the case though, man. So it says following the incident, the company said it was immediately ceased all operations, contact emergency services. The statement said, adding that they cooperated with local law enforcement, all agencies on the site. The company declined to comment on specific of the incident or allegations of unsafe working conditions that surfaced after. Yeah, because these motherfuckers want you to just work nonstop, man. Just be like machines, though, man. You know, like they want us. Not us, though, man. Because I didn't work the fucking day of my life there, and I'm glad I didn't, man. I heard a story where there was a bum. I heard a story, man, that there was a bum fucking living by near there. They even hired him a job and shit. I mean, they even offered him a job and shit. A motherfucking bum, man, living by there though. They even told him, "Hey, man, you want a job?" Like, that's how low this company is, man. You know what I'm saying though? And I'm not saying, you know what I mean, like they should have not hired that bum though. But I'm saying though, like they'll hire anybody though. They'll hire anybody, man. So just think about a job like that, man. It says, out of respect for the ongoing investigation, the privacy of the family, we aren't able to comment on an event that transpired, the company said. Yeah, right. So it says, this company has a long history of not taking care of their workers, she said, recalling the company's handling of worker safety during the coronavirus pandemic. Lopez spoke to several employees who witnessed the traumatic incident and said workers were forced to stay, and finish processing the beef already on the line and couldn't go home until hours later. See? They still made motherfuckers work there. They were still working after witnessing this, she said. Exactly. That's a traumatic experience that people, you know, and Esau terms though, of course, though, but, you know, to say that's a traumatic experience, though, that people had to see and deal with, though, man. And they still made them work, though. The company said it was providing an on-site grief counseling to workers. Oh yeah, like that's gonna fucking help. You know what I'm saying though? Like that's gonna fucking help. It's just a picture, man, being painted. You know, the company provides an employee assistance program available to all staff, and made immediate resources available for those affected by the tragedy before leaving the facility on Wednesday. This has been a profoundly difficult time for our entire team. We are doing everything we can to support our employees impacted by the event that transpired, the company said in a statement. See, because it says workers say Central Valley Meat has poor working conditions. It says current and former employees are both mourning the loss of Soto, venting their frustration on social media about the company's poor working conditions. See, because it says four current and former employees said they must work at a fast pace with sharp knives, meaning hand and finger injuries are common. See, like robots, man. They got these people working like robots. Some workers allege they are not even given permission to use the restroom working on a processing line. Fights are common because the company hires individuals with gang ties. See, and that's what I'm saying, though, man. That's what I'm saying. All you see is a bunch of ex-convicts or a bunch of convicts in there, you know. It says they said in 2022 a 30-year-old worker amputated his left hand and fingers on his right hand when cleaning a heavy piece of equipment in the grinding room, according to the state investigation. And they still, and I don't know if this is a story though, but I believe that even after that happened and shit, they cleaned the machine and they still used it that same day. You know, it says in a viral video posted on TikTok that received nearly 500,000 views, a Central Base creator who goes by Jay Gas the dropout or something. He's like a dropout. The blast of the company's working condition. He said he worked at CVM, which is the Central Valley Meat, for 3 years after being released from prison, and was eventually fired. You see? Oh, and there's this cat right here, man. That's him right there. You know? That's him right there. So see, look at a bunch of convict-looking niggas, though, man. See, so This guy probably couldn't handle the man that killed himself couldn't handle probably the pressure, man, of working there, the conditions, though, man. So he just went out the way he went out, man. You know, but you know, in the scriptures, of course, it says differently, man. It says differently, man. It says, of course, you know, let's go into the. That's for another. That's for a lesson. Let's go to the book of Solomon. Here you go. Wisdom of Solomon 1:12. It says, "Seek not death in the error of your life, and pull not upon yourself destruction with the works of your hands." And that man did put the work of destruction in his hands. He stabbed himself in his neck, I believe. But it says here, "Seek not death in the error of your life." So whatever that man was going through, he should have not went out that way, But like I said, man, like, we can't control a person's mind, though, and things like that, man. But, according to the scriptures, you're not supposed to kill yourself, man. You're not supposed to take things and matter in your hands, though, man. You see what I'm saying, though? Because it says, "And pull not upon yourself destruction with the works of your hands," So, because you're supposed to make your body a living sacrifice, though, Because it tells you right here in, Romans 12, I believe. Yeah, Romans 12. It said, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercy of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. You see? So it's supposed to make your body into a living sacrifice, man. So it wasn't like, what does it say in the scriptures? That he's the God of the living, not the dead. So if you know what I'm saying, though, but I mean, he's the power of the living, of course, spiritually alive, though. But then too, it's like, how are you supposed to serve Yahweh Bashim Shai when you're dead? You're supposed to make your body into a living sacrifice, though, man. Serve Yahweh Bashim Shai until your death, though, man. Not take your ass out, because I believe Paul had told what's that called? That guard, though, right? That prison guard. Because he was about to kill himself too, So what was it though? In okay, 16 and 27. Just didn't know exactly where it was at, Acts 16 and 27, it says, "And the keeper of the prison," pretty much like a correction officer, "awaking out of his sleep and seeing the prison doors open, and he drew out his sword and would have killed himself, supposing that the prisoner had been fled. But Paul cried with a loud voice, saying, Do thyself no harm, for we are all here. Then he called for the light, and it sprang in, and came trembling, and fell down before Paul and Silas. You see, but as Paul said, cry with a loud voice, saying, Do not thyself harm, for we are here. So, this prison guard was going to kill himself, though, because, all the doors were open, though, so he was just like, oh, shit, man, they left, though, man. So, but Paul had to tell him, no, we're here, we're here. So Paul stopped them, though, because that's the thing about it, man. Like, when you see someone kill themselves, even like, it's like, oh shit, like, it's still, like, what I'm saying, though, like, it's something that you would not want to see, you know what I mean? It's something that you would not want to see, though, unless he's an Edomite, a wicked ass all Edomites, though, but a fucking heathen and shit, if he does himself, like, well, fuck, it is what it is, though, man. But when it comes to your people, though, and when they commit suicide or they kill themselves or something to do, man, I have a little compassion, though, but at the same time, that's their lot too, So I'm just saying, though, like, the last thing when you wake up, the last thing you want to see is someone kill himself, and you see that shit, witness that shit. But at the same time, we're coming to a place and time. We're coming to a time where it's gonna be common, though, man. There's gonna be a lot of suicides, though, man. So, it's going to come to a point where there's going to be dead bodies on your left-hand side. There's going to be dead bodies on your right-hand side. You know what I mean, though? it's people's hearts are waxing cold and cold. You know, like that flood that happened over there in Texas. I mean, finding over 100 bodies already though. You know, so imagine, you know, like you see a body over here, a body over there. You know, with some people, it'll fuck with them, man. Like it'll fuck with them. You know, to see dead bodies and shit. You know, so that's the thing about it though. You know, so it's just something that people are gonna have to get desensitized though, man, because we are coming into Jacob's trouble. I mean, we're like the doors open, literally just a toe in, you know, foot in, like literally there, you know. So type of things like this though, where you know what I'm saying though, like when you hear a story about like this though, you know, it's not really common for, you know, but what tells you it goes to show that we are coming in those times, man. Someone just has a knife and just, you know, stab themselves in the neck and just die right there. That's gonna be a common thing though, you know. So that's what I'm telling you though. So some people, it's unexplainable, you know. But like I said, we're spiritual people, so we know the times though, you know, the times that we're in, you know. So yeah, you know, I wanted to speak upon the story though, you know. So with that, you know, hopefully it was edifying. To the next one I say, Shalom.